welcome back again to today's video. If you're new here, welcome. I'm happy to see you. I'm happy to meet you. It's actually 11:57 p.m. Look, if you don't believe me, 11:57 p.m. I had a very long day. I had a long week, matter of fact, and I've not been able to film. I just got back into the house right now. Today is Sunday, and this video is due by morning. So I knew that whatever be the case, I have to film immediately. So yeah, here goes nothing. My name is Sandra, and I'm a mommy life slash lifestyle content creator. Don't mind me, I'm using this setup again. You guys, it didn't seem like you minded it, so that's why I'm using this setup. So like I'm just too tired, I cannot look for angle. You know what? I just want to rush through this whole thing and get to editing and post up this video. So yes, don't forget to like, subscribe, and also comment on this video. It really helps my algorithm with YouTube. Without further ado, let us get right into the video. So as the title will say, what's in my hospital bag, some of you may be confused because I actually have a video like this on my channel already, and I was packing my hospital bag for labor and delivery. I filmed it and I posted it, and so some of you be confused. So this is like a redo of what's in my hospital bag. And the reason I'm doing a redo is because when I packed that bag the first time, I was clueless. I was just packing. I didn't know what I was packing. I was just packing. But right now, I have lived it, I have experienced it, so I know what I used and the things that I did not use. So I know what I packed well and the things I did not pack well. So that's why I'm bringing back this video again. I'm going to be making reference to the old video as well, just so you know. So if you're a new mom and you want to pack your hospital bag, I would suggest that you use this particular video because this will be the updated one. This is like a redo. Yeah. So yeah, let's get right into it. The first thing is I packed both a flannel and a shawl. I already explained in my other video. They are one and the same thing. In fact, you're better off with a flannel. You're even better off with a flannel than a shawl because given the humidity in Nigeria, the way the weather is in Nigeria, you're better off with a flannel. So if you are watching this video and you want to pack your hospital bag and you're thinking, oh, I need to pack a flannel, I need to pack a shawl. Flannel is also called receiving blanket. I need to pack a receiving blanket, I need to pack a shawl. My sister, just pack a receiving blanket. You are really better off with a receiving blanket than a shawl. I also packed towel for my baby in the hospital bag. On getting to the hospital, I noticed that towel wasn't even really needed because for the most part your baby is not going to bath in the hospital. What they will do for your baby in the hospital is to clean your baby. For the people, even if you had a cesarean section, your baby will not have their bath in the hospital for the most part. The nurses will just clean the baby. They won't have their bath, that very first bath your baby is going to have at home. So there's really no need to have towel. I took towel. I did not use the towel that I took because my baby wasn't having his bath in the hospital. So next time, packing my hospital bag for next time, I don't think I'm going to add towel to it. Another thing too that I added to the hospital bag that I did not use was Moko spirit. Moko, you know this spirit now, Moko, right? Yeah. So I added it to the hospital bag and I thought I was going to use it because I thought they would need it to clean umbilical cord. Well, I'm still going to have to pack it for next time because I mean you're in the hospital, you just don't really know what you're going to need. Well, I did not use it. I thought they were going to use it to clean the umbilical cord, and then they brought a gel to use and to use to heal the umbilical cord. So that spirit, I brought it back home. I didn't even have need for the spirit at home as well. I just put it in my first aid box in case maybe there's a home injury or home accident or something. I'll use it. So I never really used that spirit that I bought. Although it wasn't in my hospital bag, me, I don't know why I went to buy it. So I never really used that spirit. Now speaking of the cord, the umbilical, the gel they use to treat the umbilical cord, for my next baby, by the grace of God, I'm not going to be using that gel because that gel did not heal anything. My son's umbilical cord took 2 weeks to fall off. We kept putting that gel and putting that gel. In fact, the cord clamp we were using was already irritating his skin. He had already like some mark there and pus was coming out, and the nurses were still saying, keep using the gel, keep using the gel. My mother one day just threw the gel away, threw the cord clamp away, used the rope to tie the kidney, the umbilical cord, and then she started using spirit to clean it. In 2 days, the thing fell off. So I don't think I'm going to be using that umbilical cord gel again. I will not be using it. Neither will I be using a cord clamp because it really reacted badly to my baby's skin. And it took 2 weeks for my baby's cord to fall off because the gel wasn't working enough. So it was the spirit in 2 days the cord fell off. So I don't think I'll be using that spirit again for my subsequent pregnancies. I will not be using that spirit. Also, you are going to need plenty disposable panties. For me personally, I bought disposable panties and I found it very handy. When my disposable panties finished, I was so sad. I didn't know I was going to need that much. So if you're watching this and you're shopping, buy enough disposable panties because you know you're going to be bleeding for at least how many weeks did they say? Is this 6 weeks? You're going to be bleeding for at least 6 weeks. So for me, what I was doing even while I was in the hospital, then I just wear disposable panties as I'm taking it out and putting in a bag, wrapping and throwing away. So there's really no need to be having normal panties with blood, having to be washing. Disposable panties really, really, really helped me. When my own finished and I had to go back to my regular panties, I was a bit sad because it was very convenient to use disposable panties. So for my subsequent pregnancies, I'm going to make sure that I have more than enough disposable panties. That also goes for Nightingale. I bought only one Nightingale and I regretted it because you need to always spread your bed. In fact, it got to a point I had to beg them in the hospital to please give me Nightingale. When they now gave me the Nightingale, I knew that I used that Nightingale for 2 days. Thankfully, my bleeding had already reduced that period. But I remember that I used that Nightingale for 2 days. There was small blood on some part. My mother had to use something like sponge to wash it, to clean it, and then I laid on the other side. It wasn't convenient. It's not that expensive. So if you can't buy enough Nightingale and enough disposable um what's it called now, panties, you're really going to need it. Another thing that I took to the hospital that wasn't really needed was methylated balm. Even till tomorrow I haven't used it. I've not had any need for it anyway. This methylated balm, I'm going to put a picture up somewhere for you. I haven't had need for it. I haven't used it till now. I took it to the hospital. I didn't even know why I took it to the hospital. So for packing my bag subsequently, I'm not going to add it to my bag because I did not need it. Another thing that I did not need was olive oil. And the reason I did not need olive oil was because the hospital had already recommended this Bino One coconut oil. So I don't even know why I bought olive oil. Busybody. I saw other people buying olive oil. Me, I went to buy. Apparently, if you don't have coconut oil, you can use olive oil to clean the baby. So the hospital used Bino One coconut oil to clean my baby. So there was really no need for my olive oil. The olive oil now, I think I now brought it home and converted it to family anointing oil that we're using to pray. So I really did not need, I really did not use that olive oil. So subsequently, I'm not going to pack it. But if you do not have another type of oil, please by all means take an olive oil because you are going to need an essential oil. Another thing too that I did wrong in my last hospital bag that I packed. Sorry, I'm looking like this Bobo is sleeping there. I want to be sure that he's not awake. So yeah, another thing that I did wrong in my hospital bag that I packed is that I was packing up and down. Up and down. Why am I up and down for small picking? Please, if you're packing a hospital bag, just pack onces. Sleep suits. Just pack sleep suits. Even if you have a cesarean section, you stay in the hospital for 5 days. I say pack sleep suit. You don't need up and down. I was going to pack up and down. Over that time, I packing up and down. But just pack sleep suits all through. You don't need that up and down. Given that Nigeria itself very mosquito infested, you need something that will cover your baby. You don't need any fancy clothes. You don't need any sengemenge type of thing for hospital. You don't need it. Just pack sleep suits. You should pack what would be very useful to you. So in this case, sleep suit is going to be very useful to you. Just pack sleep suits. You don't need fancy clothes, except maybe the first day your baby is born, you have a particular clothes you want them to wear to take their first picture. That one I can understand, but just to stay in the hospital, you don't need anything fancy. Sleep suit is fine. Also, someone also mentioned this in that video, the what I packed in my hospital bag video. The person said avoid yellow clothing because I know that there was a fine yellow stuff I bought, very nice. And I said that was the clothes my baby was going to wear home. I know some medical personnel actually commented on that video and said, you are to avoid yellow clothing at least for the first few days of life. And they gave reason because of jaundice, so that they can be able to see jaundice. You know, they test you for jaundice before you leave the hospital. So the reason they gave was that so that you'll be able to see, jaundice. If your child has jaundice, if your child is wearing a yellow clothing, it's going to be very difficult to tell if that child has jaundice. So please stick to the staples. White, gray, just white, gray. I think white and gray is okay. If you go home, you can wear whatever you want to wear, but stick to the staples. Avoid yellow clothing, particularly color yellow clothing. Avoid. Another thing too that I packed that I did not need was what's this thing called now? Glucose. Why did I pack glucose? There was really no reason for me to pack glucose. There was glucose in that my hospital bag. Okay, the glucose was just in case my baby did not take NAN. He was going to take glucose because breast milk wasn't coming out. Thankfully, he did take NAN on the very first day, so I really did not need that glucose. That glucose is still in my house here. I've not even opened it. It's still in my house. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. So yeah, you don't need glucose except hospital says to get glucose. Glucose is either you have glucose or you have a baby formula. Me, I had formula and I had glucose, so it was like a repetition. Another thing that you would need for your hospital bag, there's nothing like too much pads. There is nothing like too much pads. Have more. It's better for you to have more pads than not have enough, because at least for my own hospital, is the pads, the pad, your pad. You know, the sanitary pad, yeah, the maternity pad rather. That's the pad they use to clean your child. That's the pad they use to scrub your child every morning and evening. So they were, you can imagine, they were always coming for me to take one pad to use to clean him with the oil in the morning, come again and take it in the evening. Meanwhile, I was still bleeding. So, you need so much pad. I don't know how the policy is like in other hospitals, but I can just talk about the hospital that I put to bed. They were using that pad to clean the baby. So, for our duration, for this duration in the hospital. So, yes, you're going to need more and more pads. And the very last thing, breast pads. You're going to need a lot of breast pad because your breast will go from not flowing at all to overflowing. At least mine did. It went from I'm not flowing to oh my god, so much, So you're going to need enough breast pad. I didn't take enough breast pad and I wish I did. So you're going to need enough breast pad. So yeah, these are the things that I wrote. Like I said, this is a redo of an already existing video. So there is really not much to it. Let me know in the comment section, what did you pack in your hospital bag, and did you use it, did you not use it, what do you think I should add to this list, because I know that people come to this comment section and they read a lot. So yeah, that concludes this video. I'm sorry if my energy is down. Like I said, I had a very very long week. It's already 12:11. Let me show you. It's already 12:11. 12:11 a.m. the next morning. 12:11 the next morning. And this video is due by 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. So even after this video, I need to get back to editing. So I'm tired. But yeah, this is the life I chose. Anyway, if this video was helpful to you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, like and subscribe, comment other videos that you think I should do, that you want to see from me, and until my next one. Oh my god, something fell on me. Something fell on me. But until my next one, be well. Bye. One get fell on me. One get fell on me.